Hello, this is Mark Carlin, the results hypnotist. And once again, we're speaking about uh, the tools you can use to help you to stop smoking easier than if you did it the hard way. This is the easier way. And this is what I'm going to do today is go over some Q&A. I had a question from somebody came up, and I'd be happy to answer your questions as well. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat, into the comment section. If you're on YouTube, type them into the comment section there. You can like the video, like the page. You can share this video to people that you know who would need some help stopping smoking. And do whatever else you would normally do. If you're on YouTube watching it, you can give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just react to it. Be very helpful. Subscribe to the channel. Just the normal stuff that people do. So I had a question. There's a little bit of Q&A. I had a question about how to make things a little bit easier quitting smoking. So this is what Vicky had asked me. Vicky asked me, what she posted in the comments is, hope this does not sound stupid. And you know what we all know, that there aren't any stupid questions. So I hope this doesn't sound stupid, but I quit 21 days ago. Thank you. Great. Let's give her a round of applause. She quit. She did this. You know how difficult it is to even just get started on your quit. She's lasted for 21 days. Thumbs up. I quit 21 days, and now she keeps thinking about it. She says, I keep thinking about it and wondering, is there a way to change the way you think of smoking? And she says, thank you. So first of all, Vicky, I appreciate you asking the question. It's always helpful. And I'm sure a lot of you also have these questions, because if one person has a question, I found that there are thousands, maybe millions of people with the same exact questions, because we all go through this same exact process. Our minds pretty much work similarly. We're all humans, so we all are experiencing things in the same way. We function, our physical and mental and emotional bodies function in pretty much the same way. So, in fact, one of the things that I do as a hypnotist, and by the way, I am a hypnotist, and I help people with these type of situations and these type of problems all the time. I help you solve problems, and the real benefit of working with a professional like me is that I have tools that I've used and I can use with you, that I've researched, studied, perfected, and spent over 20 years working with people to help them to stop smoking. And you can benefit from my knowledge and experience to help you make your stopping smoking experience easier for you. And you can get on with your life being done with smoking. How wonderful would that be? And it usually only takes one session. So give me a call for I currently have a free strategy session just for you. Give me a call at 212-223-1832. I'd be happy to speak with you about your concerns, your experiences, what you're looking to accomplish, and things of that nature to help you to take this problem that you have of smoking and be done with it. So, and I work individually with people in my office as well as online, through various online applications, and also in my office, in the privacy of my office in Midtown Manhattan. So once again, give me a call at 212-223-1832. So getting back to the question that Vicky had posed about her thoughts keep coming up with smoking. Now, I have an idea. She didn't really fully explain this, but I have an idea that what she is talking about is that the thought of smoking is coming into her mind, and it's not a good thought for her. It's not a thought that assists her to continue to be a non-smoker. Now, something about thoughts. I mean, even non-smokers have thoughts about smoking. Just think about this. Even if you've never smoked before, you're walking down the street and you see someone else smoking, you're going to think about smoking in some way. Either it's, hey, you know what, this guy is smoking cigarettes and it stinks, it's annoying me. That's a thought about smoking. Even as a non-smoker, you might have that thought as well. However, your response to that thought might be quite different than the response of someone who is a non-smoker and has always been a non-smoker. As a smoker, one of the downsides is you might start to think about smoking in a way that causes you to feel a sense of loss. Because you're no longer smoking, you might think you're missing out on something, or you're depriving yourself of something that you want. Now that doesn't always happen, but it happens frequently when people look to stop smoking on their own. And if, like Vicky said, she's already stopped for 21 days, there's absolutely no physical dependence at all on the chemical nicotine in their body by 21 days. In fact, it usually lasts only a couple of days where the nicotine is still in your body. The detox of getting rid of the nicotine is over with in a couple of days, 24, 48 hours. It's gone. There is no more physical addiction to smoking. And as I mentioned in one of my earlier recordings, that physical addiction to smoking is minor. It's very, very minor. The only thing that really causes people to go back to smoking again is habitual behavior, just something that's a habit, which makes you feel more comfortable when you do it, as well as there are probably some emotional ties, and the level of emotional ties you have to smoking varies depending upon your emotional connection to cigarettes. Some people have a very strong emotional connection to cigarettes, and some people have very minor emotional connection to cigarettes, like everything else. Some things we're more attached to emotionally than others, like any other thing in life, like even people. Some people are in love with other people, some people detest them. Some people are drawn to other people, and some people are repulsed by other people. Those are emotional responses in similar situations, but with different people. So we all have different responses emotionally to smoking and to everything else. So getting back to this idea of how can I stop these thoughts of smoking coming into my mind, and my response is, you don't stop the thought of smoking. The thought of cigarettes is going to come into our minds because, like I said, it comes into a non-smoker's mind as well as a smoker's mind. What you want to change is your response to that thought. So when you respond in an appropriate manner, when you respond as a non-smoker would respond to the thought of cigarettes, then you have a much easier time being done with cigarettes. So in response to her question, what I answered was that, first of all, thoughts are habits. We have habitual thoughts that come into our mind. And the reason why is because we've practiced having those thoughts many, many, many times. I think I mentioned also in one of the previous, you can go back and look at all the previous videos. They're all on this website. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube as well. You can go back through the whole history of it and watch all the different segments on the different aspects of quitting smoking, habitual behavior, on learning new processes, on how our emotions work, and on, even yesterday I did how our conscious and subconscious mind differs, and how they operate in the different components of the conscious and subconscious mind, which is very helpful for people looking to get back control. You bet, get back control. That's what it's all about. So how do you get back control over your thoughts? Well, once again, it's habitual behaviors. And the way that we create habits is by repetition. And if you're looking to remove a behavior, looking to remove a habit, the way that you remove a habit is not by just removing it, just by excising it, just by ripping it out or tearing it out or cutting it out. You do not do that. The way to get rid of an old habit that doesn't serve you any longer is to replace that habit with something that does serve you. In many cases, that requires you to replace the habit with an opposing habit, something that is in opposition to the current habit you're doing. So that once you replace the habit with an opposing behavior, you cannot do the initial behavior, because you can't have two opposing behaviors going at the same time. One cancels out the other. So what you're looking to do in the way of just creating, getting rid of the old habits is replace the habit, replace the behavior with an opposing behavior. Now, in the way of, in the habits of thought, what you're looking to do is replace the response to the thought. Because like I said, you're not going to get rid of the thoughts. You can try, and you might be able to succeed on some level of removing those thoughts, but really those thoughts are natural. They're normal. People all the time have thoughts about smoking. And as I said, even non-smokers will think about smoking and cigarettes. But their thoughts are going to be a little different. Their responses are going to be a little different. So what you might want to do, and I don't really know in the case of Vicky what's going on with her thoughts, but let's assume that she's thinking about cigarettes and the thought is giving her this feeling of loss, because maybe she's thinking of cigarettes and she's thinking that really that she'd like to smoke. She really wants to smoke, and if she's thinking that, it's because she's thinking that cigarettes have been giving her something of value and that she is now missing smoking. So the way to counter that is to take a little time and think about all the reasons that you decided to quit smoking, because I'm sure you have some really good reasons to quit smoking. In fact, when I work with people, I have them supply me with a list of the reasons why they want to quit, because that is a very powerful list. Those are the motivations that you have to be that non-smoker. And if, you know, when I work with people, I not only ask them to give me those, I also then start to delve in a little deeper into finding out more of those motivations, more of what those things mean to them. Because that goes to motivation. Motivation is very important, as you probably already know. If you've decided to quit and attempted to quit and you failed at it, or you didn't succeed to the level that you wanted to succeed, as Vicky is now dealing with 21 days of being a non-smoker and the thoughts of those cigarettes still coming into her mind, which is causing her a little bit of difficulty, making her stop smoking process a little harder. These are the type of things that we need to counter. Now, working with me as a hypnotist, those thoughts are immediately changed, because that's how it works. Hypnosis is a very powerful tool to change the way that you think, feel, and believe. Used properly by a competent hypnotist who has a lot of experience, it's easy to make this change happen fast. So, again, if you're thinking that you're being deprived of something from cigarettes, go back to those reasons why you quit. And probably the reasons why you quit is because you can't breathe too well. You're coughing a lot. It's hard for you walking upstairs. You don't like being ashamed of smoking. People are looking down at you as a smoker. You feel embarrassed by it. You're tired of spending all this money on cigarettes. And on and on and on. There are a lot of reasons, a lot of personal reasons that you can come up with that will be very helpful to you in this situation. So if you find yourself with these thoughts of feeling deprived and wanting the cigarette and being bombarded with this information that cigarettes is something that you're missing out on, as soon as you have these thoughts of cigarettes, and if you start to get any of those type of thoughts or feelings associated with them, you just take a moment to just shake it off, laugh a little bit, because that's not what you want. You just go, what am I doing? Why am I thinking that? That's not what I want. What I really want is to be free of these cigarettes, to be done with it, to feel the freedom of not having to run out in the cold weather in the middle of the winter to go get a pack of cigarettes because I'm running out, or to always be worried about, do I have enough breath mints? Do I have enough mouthwash? Are my hands clean? Am I smelling? Are my clothes smelling? Is my hair smelling? Those are the things that are disturbing to most people. And so when you start to think about those things and you start to replace the other thoughts, the desire for smoking, very quickly. Now, remember what I said, habits are created through repetition. So in this case, if you're doing it on your own without any help from me as a hypnotist who can quickly change those thoughts, if you're doing it on your own, the habits take time. You have to continually come up with those proper thoughts, the new thinking in response to that recognition that, cigarettes are coming into your mind. You have to continually and repeatedly do that. Some of the studies on habitual creation have pointed out that it takes somewhere between 60 to 90 repetitions of doing something over and over again for it to become a habit and a permanent habit. So there's been an old wives' tale that used to go 30 days to make a habit, 30 days to break a habit. It doesn't really matter exactly how many times you need to do this. All you really need to know is that by doing it repeatedly, you will create a habit. However long it takes is irrelevant. Your desire to be that non-smoker is what's most important. So you continue to do that until it does become that habit for you. And once again, I invite you to give me a call for a free strategy session. You can currently save $350 over the cost of my program by doing that. And my number is 212-223-1832. I can help you with this. I can help this process be very quick for you. That's one of the advantages of working with a professional. Professional speeds things up. You can do this by yourself. If you've already struggled with it, it's time. It's time to look for that professional help that you so very much need. Once again, I appreciate you being here. I thank you. I'm having some more of these things. This is now a regular series for me. I've done this, I think this might be the eighth episode of this. I look forward to doing some more. Ask a question. Ask me some questions. I've got plenty of great ways of solving the problems that you're currently experiencing with stopping smoking. And I appreciate you being here. Take care. Have a great evening.